Hey, what's up guys, Mashine here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. If you didn't know, I just finished up some educational requirements and I got a whole week to focus in on specifically YouTube, so I'm so excited to be here. Today we're going to be focusing in on what's been happening on the Steam market and why Valve's change potentially could have impacted this. Now we first got to talk about what specifically is moving. We're going to be talking about the cases, the capsules, and all that after a quick word from our sponsor, Market CSGO. The sponsor for today's video is MarketCSGO.com. They're a peer-to-peer CSGO marketplace. They've currently got over 100,000 daily trades, and they've got a brand new slick design to help you find those skins. They've got a couple very useful features, and it's super easy to list your skins. All you have to do is go ahead, get their market app client, which is going to prevent you from getting scammed, and then you can go ahead and list your skins very easily. And if you're looking to buy skins on the site, they've got tons of different deposit options, and if you want to take out that money you just got by selling your skins, they've also got a ton of different withdrawal options you can use. And running right now on the website, they've got an exclusive 30 knife giveaway. All you have to do to join is click that top link in the description, get started today. Now, I'm sure you're probably roughly aware that everything is down to a decent extent. When I'm talking about everything, I mean specifically focusing in on those more liquid investments, especially on the cheaper end of it. But I don't think most people really understand the extent. If we want to look at capsules, there's a pretty significant difference between the 4 major invested capsules and older capsules. As you can see here, RMR, Stockholm, Antwerp, and Rio are all down pretty significantly, whereas if we want to look at some other older capsules, we're really not seeing too much movement there. Going along with that, you can see the old case prices on the left, the new ones on the right, and this is just the span of less than a week. So this is a pretty short amount of time, and yet we're seeing quite a significant difference when it comes to these cases. Couple big ones I want to focus in on. Obviously, we've got the fracture case, one of the cases I talked about in the past video where I said you need to be careful with these cases because they are highly volatile because they're still in the active drop pool. Other one is snakebite. I'm sure you probably know that as well if you watched the past video. This one, very similar situation, just a little bit moving too quickly in my opinion. It's a little bit too volatile of a case. We have seen some of the more expensive cases though even have a little bit of a drop down. Looking at the breakout case in this one, obviously there are some other cases. This is the very interesting portion of it because even though we're focusing in on these more cheap investments, we have seen some of the older and more expensive cases go and move around a little bit, which is something we didn't see with the capsules. But getting to the main point of all this, what recently started that potentially has put a little bit of movement into the market in the not so great way? I mean, obviously we saw a very significant bull run leading up to this. I mean, you can look at all of these sticker graphs and you can see Antwerp, Rio, and RMR especially were all on a very significant bull run. But the thing is, one thing that's just recently started is the spring Steam sale. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't put a lot of effort into creating a video about the sale because I didn't think it was going to have a very large effect. I didn't even put it on my radar as something I was going to make videos about because there's usually 2 sales that matter. That's the winter and the summer. But the spring sale has brought something we have never seen before for Steam, and this is very important. We're going to be talking about it in just a quick minute. But talking about this spring sale, the spring sale is a very quick one, only lasting about a week and usually not getting a whole lot of impact into the market. Now, one thing you need to know moving forward is that this is the first ever spring sale. This is something that I really didn't know. I was trying to go back and rack my memory and I could not remember a good spring sale. Makes sense, although in this case it is just replacing the lunar sale. But that's something you just need to keep in mind moving forward, is that I'm comparing this now to other sales that we have reference of because we really don't know what the spring sale is going to bring in future years or if this is just a one-off event. But focusing in on what specifically Valve did different for this sale, which has actually sparked a decent amount of news articles about it, and that's the fact that they put the Steam Deck on sale. This is something that has never happened before for Steam, and this is potentially one of the reasons why we've seen a pretty significant slowdown in the market. Now, looking at everything around the discount, it probably doesn't seem too significant. In all honesty, it's only 10%, but that 10% means a heck of a lot when we're talking about Steam and CSGO in general. Now, CSGO players have a pretty significant problem, and that's the fact that it's not too easy to get your funds out of Steam. If we're being completely honest, you have to go through a third-party website, and even though most of them, like today's sponsor, are very reputable, it's not something that everyone wants to do, and that's completely understandable. However, there is one way around that, and that's the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck has actually proven to be one of the most profitable ways to cash out your money on Steam, holding a little bit of risk going along with that though. When we're talking about the Steam Deck, a lot of people in recent times have been picking these up off Steam and immediately selling them on websites such as eBay. And some of them actually turn a profit doing so, especially when we see this major discount. Now, something like this can obviously not be directly put into what's been going on inside of the market. The market is very large, and even though this Steam sale is especially important when we're talking about the fact that people are able to liquidate so easily, it's not the only impact. However, when we're talking about such a fragile market like the Steam market and how everything is just perfectly balanced, it is very important that we look for opportunities where people could be trying to make a little bit of extra money. And I think this is definitely one of these situations. Right now, it makes more sense for a lot of people to sell off their items, especially if they're into that Steam market flipping of the Steam Deck. It's not something that I think everyone's involved in, like I've mentioned, but it's something that I think enough people are involved in that it could potentially be holding some impact. And going along with that, we also got to mention the other factors. I talked a little bit about the games, and I think that definitely does play a small portion, although this is not necessarily one of the better sales that we look for in the year. Generally speaking, we look for those summer and winter sales, and even those have lost a decent amount of their potency, but there are some other factors as well. If we want to look at the overall market, it's quite obvious, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we're on a significant bull run, and this is not exclusive to any single item. Everything has been going up in price, especially since we've been starting to get Source 2 rumors out the wazoo. I'm sure your favorite YouTuber has made about 12 different videos about it at this point, because it's everything that people are focusing in on. It's the only thing that people are focusing in on. The rest of the market, they're just like, yeah, it's been going up, and they're making 16 different videos about Source 2. It's definitely something that's very important for the game moving forward, and it's definitely the highlight of the game right now, but I think it's taken such a forefront for so many people that everyone has just been overlooking the general market and how much of a bull run it is on. You then take that and you combine it with everything else we've talked about today and so much more. The fact that we haven't seen an operation in the year and a half. People are preemptively kind of thinking, when could an operation fall into place? You got things like the Paris Major, which is now less than 2 months away from getting started, which is probably going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, CSGO majors in the entire game, in my opinion, which it's in a very prominent position moving forward. The player numbers are up. There's so many good factors that are working for CSGO at this time that I think this all makes sense about why this is falling into place. We had seen this massive bull run, like I keep on mentioning, and now we're just starting to see the slight over peak and collapse, something that's very common. If you've played CSGO for more than a year, you probably saw it with Broken Fang, and when that opportunity came in, there's so many different things coming into play here, and in my opinion, the fact that we saw such quick growth like this, we were just looking for an opportunity for that over peak and collapse, and it just came in this sense of the form of the spring sale, and more specifically the discount on the Steam Deck. Not anything crazy, something like that is small enough to take it off, at least in my opinion. But that's pretty much all I have for today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I do hope you have a great rest of your day.